Loose Women, sponsored by Tombola.
It's Monday, October the 13th, and on Loose Women today. Does a rapist deserve a second chance? Ched Evans is a rapist and a professional footballer, due to be released from prison this week. 100,000 people say he shouldn't be allowed back on the pitch. Then, pathetic overpay. All 4 of our Loose Women today would be frightened to ask for a pay rise or negotiate for anything, quite frankly. The boss of Microsoft says women shouldn't demand more money, but rely instead on good karma to get them there. Plus, Judy Finnegan comes home to ITV. One of Britain's best broadcasters, our new Loose Women panellist, makes her debut today and tells us what she's been up to. And our special guest is Sheila Hancock. Not content with being a leading actress, she's just published her debut novel. It all begins now with Judy Finnegan, Jane Moore, Colleen Nolan, and me, Ruth Langsford. Hello, welcome to your Monday Loose Women. Hope you've had a good weekend. Everybody well? Good, good, despite all the rain. Hello to you at home. Great to have your company today. And we've got a very special round of applause from our audience here, and it is a big welcome to our brand new panellist. She needs no introduction, really. It's Judy Finnegan. We thought we'd lost you from our TV screen, so we're very honoured that you've decided, you know, that you've come back to Loose Women. So why us?
Well, I was very kind of euphoric in the summer because I'd almost finished my second book, and you know it's horrible finishing a book. It takes absolutely ages. I couldn't think about
writing,
else.
not reading.
No, that too. No, I get through them quicker reading, but it would take me ages, and I was kind of feeling very euphoric because I'd practically come to the end. And when Loose Women asked me to come on, I kind of thought I was a bit sort of, oh yes, you know, let's have a bit of fun and let's kind of come and talk. And I like all you lot, and it just seemed like a nice idea.
Oh,
nice experiment.
Well, we'd love to have you back. Isn't it great to see Judy Finnegan every week? Now, I mentioned the weather there. It's really horrible and rainy down here in the south. I don't know what it's like with you, but I'm told that this is coming all across the country, so you haven't got the rain now. It's on its way. That's the view from our camera up on the roof here. That's St Paul's Cathedral. Dim distance and rainy distance. It really is quite horrible. Having said that, I go, goody, winter clothes out. So I get very excited. In fact, as soon as the kids go back to school, really, I'm looking for the boxes with the winter shoes and the big jumpers. You know, you can cover everything up. You don't have to do the whole fake tan thing. So I love it. I'm very happy.
I don't do that anyway. No, I'm with you. I think it's actually easier to dress in the winter just because you can throw everything on.
Yeah. Layer
and like you said, you don't have to worry about, you know, does my stomach look big in this? Because you've got a big baggy jumper on. I find the summer really hard
I find it really hard. I'm definitely a winter girl. I'm big jumpers, boots, jeans, anything like that. And then in the summer, I envy these women. I see them walking down the street and they've got some lovely little pretty dress on and dainty shoes, and I think, right, I'm going to copy that. And then I put it on and I just feel completely out of place in it. And then I always end up... The difference between my summer and my winter wardrobe is it's always jeans and Converse, and then a T-shirt in the summer and a jumper in the winter.
I love summer clothes. I feel really happy when it's warm and you can just... I don't think you've got to look fashionable in the summer. That's the nicest thing about it. You can just... You say you see people looking lovely in floaty dresses. That's all they are, really. It's just floaty dresses, isn't it? And I mean, I'm not wearing them today because I don't think I'd be allowed, but I still haven't, you know, lost my Birkenstocks. I've been wearing Birkenstocks.
Whatever you like, Judy, on here.
No, but I mean, I actually find summer clothes sort of really free and lovely and nice, and I like seeing other people in winter clothes. I think it's great when, you know, the week comes when everybody starts wearing boots, because I love boots. I think they look great. But myself, you know...
But it was interesting this morning because the 3 of us came in looking like triplets, didn't we? We had black jumpers, boots, and you were still in kind of linen and blue. No, it was lovely.
But it was very at Christmas.
It was a very marked difference,
nice,
wasn't it?
Yeah.
But it is funny. It completely polarises people, I think. You are either a winter wardrobe person or a summer, and then you get a few scary friends who are like, I'm getting my autumn wardrobe out, and you think, what?
Oh, what's that?
Autumn and spring. It's just like, no, summer, winter.
My wardrobe's just my wardrobe. Do you put things in boxes and put them away?
Colin, you know me. It's in there, labelled box.
No way!
Colour coordinated.
Oh, you need to get that.
Yeah. I know. I'm quite sad, really, like that.
Very sad.
Yeah, I'll bring a picture. It's all in colours. Going from white up to... It's so much easier to find things.
Do you
You're
have
not
shoe boxes? Do you have boxes which are labelled?
Yes.
I've got
what I want to do now is
them all
with the picture.
There's a picture on the side.
Yes. So I need to start doing that. Cataloguing. I know. Sorry. Come on, back me up here, please, ladies. Somebody at home or here, if you do that
all
too.
shaking
Does
their
anybody
heads
else do that? Yes, this lady here. Yes, you do. So we're just organised people. Yeah.
I'll find a good therapist for you both.
We're not scrabbling around looking for things in the morning. Now, autocorrect, has this ever got you into trouble? You know, on your phone, you type something in and it types the word for you. If you don't check it, it can present some problems, as Naomi Campbell found out, because she was sending a message of congratulations to Malala. This was the schoolgirl who was shot by the Taliban, and she was the youngest person in history to be awarded the Nobel Peace Prize on Friday. So this is what Naomi tweeted. Congratulations, malaria.
Woman's laughing in the audience, it's brilliant.
She's like you. You said, I can't help but laugh. You just go, oh, shame. But you can't help but laugh, can you?
Oh, it is funny. I just think they're hysterical. I mean, there's a whole site, actually, on one of the Facebook or Twitter that's just dedicated to autocorrect mistakes. And honestly, I belly laugh at them. And we've had some fantastic comments, haven't we, from people at home. We've got one here from Emma who says, autocorrect changed my boss's name to Raunchy from Renshaw. Dear Mr. Raunchy.
Dear Mr. Raunchy.
How embarrassing. And Stacey says, I once sent a text to my boss to thank her for the book she had given me, but I accidentally ended up thanking her a male private part instead, and I was super embarrassed.
This is if you're doing, forgive me because I'm the least technologically sort of advanced person on the planet, but I mean, this is if you're doing predictive text, isn't it?
Yeah.
I abandoned that ages ago. I think I called Richard once Dear Pig.
That wasn't a mistake.
That's not a mistake. I call Eamon that most
You
days.
just say that later on as an excuse. Renee here has, she says, I was messaging a friend and thought I wrote the word thing, but I replaced the I with an O, so everything came out thong. And Sarah, a friend of mine accepted the job by email and sent it to Dear Hilarious instead of Hillary, but she still got the job.
So you've never typed anything then that's got you into trouble?
No, not really. No. One thing that did happen, and this isn't the same thing at all. It's nothing to do with texting, but it was all about sort of listening to people on the phone. Once, I mean, when we were doing This Morning ages and ages ago, Richard gave me this lovely present. It was a Christmas present, and basically it was really sweet. It was like a little silver foil Trevi fountain with a few little coins in it. And what it was, I don't know, what the hell's this? And he said, well, basically, my present is a long weekend in Rome. Go and have a look at Rome. It's lovely, very nice. And then later on, people are always asking me, I'm sure they ask you as well, is Richard romantic? What's the most romantic thing he's ever done? Yeah. And I never can think of anything, actually. But I had this. This was soon after this weekend in Rome. So I explained, and all the Trevi Fountain, and looking at... and she said, well, what did you do in Rome? I said, we're just sightseeing, you know, like everybody would. It was a sightseeing weekend. And later on, this was on the phone. Later on, the magazine came out, and I read the article, and it said, Judy says the most romantic thing Richard's ever done is giving her a cycling tour of Rome.
And there you are. There they are.
And you say, that'll be the Vatican. That's lovely.
How romantic.
I must say, I don't really understand the predictive texting. I understand that it predicts, but does it predict words that you've used a lot, or does it do the same for everybody? Because when I typed, I thought, well, I'll just check this out, the Malala on Twitter. Didn't send it, obviously, and it came up as Masala.
On yours.
Not malaria.
Maybe it depends on the type of phone.
I don't really understand
how it's set up.
Yeah. Does it?
Do you order a lot? Do you order a lot of masala? That's probably what it is. Too many masala takeaways on your phone. Yeah. Let us know if you've got yourself into a tight spot with predictive text. We'd love to hear your stories. Okay, and this is how you get in touch. Get in touch and get involved. You can get us on our social media platforms, including Twitter and Facebook, or email your comments and opinions to loose.women@itv.com. Yeah, do get in touch. We love to hear everything you think about everything we're talking on the show, including this. Now, he was done for the crime and now he's done the time. But should convicted rapist Ched Evans be allowed to return to his job as a professional footballer? That is our big debate. We'd love to know what you think. Talking about that next.
Oh, your hair looks fab like this. Takes years off you.
17.
I'm good, not that good.
Loose Women, sponsored by Tombola.
Muller Light Smooth Chocolate Desserts. Delicious and 99 calories. What more could you want?
We can all get a little competitive now and then. We may resort to underhand tactics or downright cheating. However, it's not the winning but the taking part that counts. With special touches from Dr. Oetker, like easy swirl, cupcake icing, wafer daisies, soft gold pearls and many, many more. Enjoy even better baking with Dr. Oetker.
This season, leather is back. New from Maybelline New York, Colossal Go Extreme Leather Black Mascara. An extra volume shot, 20 times collagen. And our biggest brush. Blackout pigments, bold leather black intensity. New Colossal Go Extreme Leather Black Mascara.
I'm all for random numbers, mate. But not when it comes to me car insurance. With this Aviva Drive app, anyone can measure how safely they drive and they could save £101. Fair play, eh?
Safer drivers save an average of £101 on their car insurance with the free Aviva Drive app.
That'll do. 7.2.
Duet is the original energy-saving blind from the inventors of honeycomb cell technology, which traps air inside, keeping rooms cooler in summer, reducing heat loss in winter, which can help save you money on your energy bills. Child safe, super stylish, Duet energy-efficient blinds come in a wide range of stunning colours and textures. Find out more at duet.co.uk. Duet, energy-efficient style.
People having shits for tea can be discerned quite easily. In every step they have a spring, their day goes yay and woo and zing. Fluffy, crispy, lovely things for tea time queens and dinner kings. Their smiles could launch 1,000 shits, and all because they're having chits. McCain, happy days.
It's well known that milk is a source of calcium and protein. But you may not know that Kellogg's cereals your kids love are a source of iron and vitamins B and D. Together, they give your kids 5 essential nutrients they need in every bowl. Wake up to the goodness of Kellogg's cereal and milk. See you at breakfast.
If your car's in the condition you say it is, we guarantee to pay the price we quote. Enter your reg number now at WeBuyAnyCar.com.
This week at Morrison's, buy a 32-pack variety box of Walker's Crisps for only £3. Bags of the cheese and onion.
Declan, please! Stay back! We know everything Declan's told is what you did! Tell me where he is.
Hello? Can anyone hear me?
Emmerdale, this week on ITV.
20, come on, I need 20. I can offer you some 30. Or I've got some 15, or I've got some 50.
Loose Women, sponsored by Tombola.
Welcome back to your Monday's Loose Women. Thank you for all your comments, most of them about you so far, Judy Finnegan. Becca, she's pulled a sickie from work just to watch you today. Naughty girl, Becca. Steve says, looking forward to the always honest, bright and articulate Judy being on Loose Women today. All the best, Judy. Sharon says, love Judy. She's such a welcome addition to your wonderful team. Lindsay says, great knowing you'll be back on our TV. It's where you belong, Judy. Thank you.
That's so kind of you. Thank you all.
They also, lots of people want to know, we mentioned that you've been writing your novel.
Oh, yes.
They want to know when, where, how can they get it, what's it about?
It's coming out in February, and it's called I Do Not Sleep, and it's about a mother who has basically lost her 20-year-old son in a boating accident in Cornwall, and she's not convinced he's dead, and so she goes down to Cornwall to try and find him, and it's about love and family love and motherhood and grief.
And did you write it in Cornwall? Because I know you
part of
go
it.
down
I finished it actually in France, which was a bit weird because it was so lovely in France. You know, sun was shining, it was so hot. No wonder I was euphoric when you asked me to come and join you.
Rescue me. Oh, well, it's great. So there you are. The book's out in February, and it's great to have you back, Judy. Typo errors.
Oh,
We've got
I've
some
got a
good
great
ones,
one, just
have you?
quickly. Sarah says, the worst one I ever did was asking a friend if vanilla pods were the same vagina extract.
Oh.
Instead of vanilla extract. I've never lived it down, she said.
Never let us forget that one, will we?
Oh, God.
Why does that word make me laugh? I really need to grow up. Vanilla. Gets me every
You have to be very careful on social media, though. It's like check and double check before you put stuff out, don't you? It's so easy to do. Anyway, thank you. Keep those coming. We like a good laugh. Now, in the words of Swedish pop sensation ABBA, money, money, money. That is what we're giving away in this week's competition, and there's lots of it to be won.
So far this year, we've given away over £388,000 in cash, 4 cars and 3 holidays on Loose Women. This week is your chance to win big with our huge cash prize. Yes, you could be banking £30,000 in tax-free cash and join our winners club, just like Patricia did.
Hi, I'm Trisha and I won the ITV Loose Women competition. I won £15,000 worth of gadgets and £10,000 in cash. I just think, go for it. You've got nothing to lose because the excitement of winning is just incredible, isn't it? And we've lived off it and we still get really excited about it now.
For your chance to win the £30,000 and be the next Loose Women winner, all you have to do is text WIN to 80135. Text costs £1.50 plus 1 standard network rate message. Call 09041 619 009. Calls cost no more than £1.54 from BT landlines. Other networks and mobiles a lot more. Or post your name and number to LWN 42, PO Box 7558, Derby, DE1 0NQ. Entrants must be 18 or over. Entries made after lines close at 5 p.m. on Sunday the 2nd of November will not be counted but may still be charged. Good luck.
Later this week, former Sheffield United footballer Ched Evans will be released from prison, having served 2 years for raping a 19-year-old woman. Now, his possible return to professional football has sparked a huge debate, with 140,000 people signing a petition against him coming back. So should he be allowed to rejoin the club he played for? Did the crime, paid his time? Should he just walk back into a highly paid professional job in the public eye?
Well, I think everything depends basically on, of course, whether the club wants him back, but more importantly, perhaps, whether the fans want him back. And I think he will have to brave, if he does go back, he will have to brave an awful lot of comments, obviously, from the fans who are there. But having said that, I mean, if he's served his time, he's served 2 years. The rape, and I am not pleased by any means minimising any kind of rape, but the rape was not violent. He didn't cause any bodily harm to the person. It was unpleasant in a hotel room, I believe, and she'd had far too much to drink. You know, that is reprehensible, but he has been convicted and he has served his time. Now, when he comes out, what are we supposed to do? Just actually to refuse to let him do his job again, even though he's already been punished?
But hasn't he lost the right to do that job? I mean, the judge had, when he sentenced him, said, you have thrown away the successful career in which you were involved. You say that there was no you know, physical harm, and the girl was very drunk. But that was the crux of the case, that she was so drunk she couldn't give her consent. And it was him and a friend, and that she was taken back to a hotel room. She remembers nothing about it because she was so drunk. So the issue was, you didn't get her consent because she was so drunk she couldn't give it, which is the crime. He was convicted by a jury. He's claiming that he's innocent. He refuses to accept the jury's decision. And I just think if we did anything like that, we wouldn't be allowed back on here. You know, if I had committed any kind of crime, actually, not necessarily a violent crime.
If he was a plumber, for example, nobody would say that when he comes out having served, well, there's a bigger issue here, but I'll talk about that in a minute. But if he was a plumber, nobody would say you can't go back to being a plumber.
No, but a plumber's not going to be on Match of the Day or on television or being applauded on a pitch.
Have to be able to. We spend a lot of money in this country on rehabilitating prisoners, on getting them back into employment. I live in South London. Barely a night goes by when I don't get an ex-prisoner ringing my doorbell with an ID card, selling dishcloth, saying, "I can't get a job. I'm trying to rehabilitate myself."
But then people would say you should have thought about that
I feel
before
for them,
you
but
committed the
making
crime.
him jobless is how.
But he probably won't be jobless. He could maybe get a job that's not in the public eye.
We're having this conversation because he's only served just over 2 years for what is a serious crime.
He was sentenced to 5.
He was sentenced to 5, and he's going to come out. You know, that's
do you
the
think
issue
they'd feel
here.
differently if he'd served 5?
I think if he'd done 5 years, then I don't think we'd be having this conversation.
Even if he'd done 5 years, you know, should he still go back to a very highly paid job where he will receive adulation from fans? What message does it send?
I would like to go out and football.
Supposing it was a different offence, supposing it wasn't rape, which is so emotionally sort of complicated, and we all have huge feelings about it. Women have huge feelings about it. Supposing he was in for, I don't know, breaking and entering or something like that, and he'd served his term, what would you think then?
I'd think probably quite similarly, actually. I think you
So
have
anybody who's done a
reneged
crime-
your right to have that kind of position. If you were a police officer, you would be expelled from the force. If you were a doctor, even if it was for fraud, you would never be allowed back into that.
Then, in your mind, because
yes, it does have an
there's a beginning
end.
when you commit the crime.
You've
then
done
you
your
serve
time.
your time. There is an end, surely.
I think you then
What you're saying
go
is that
back
they
out.
get punished for the rest of their lives.
Well, I don't see it as punishment. I see it as you haven't earned the right to go back in at that level. I think
what would you
I would say you can go
do?
back, go and train to be a plumber where nobody sees you on Saturday night on TV, and you're not earning that kind of money yet. If he was then retrained for something and earned his stripes and earned that kind of thing, but I think what message does it send? What message does it send? And we've talked a lot on this show about the way young footballers often treat women with, you know, very little respect, the way they view women, and a lot of these sexual cases. What message does that send to young footballers? Which is, yes, he's done that. Yeah, he did the time, but yeah, come on back.
It's
you know, get your highly paid job back.
That's
in
if
football.
there's no guarantee that anyone's going to take
yes,
him
I mean,
back.
all that's happened is that the FA has said that it would not. There's nothing in law to say he can't play football again. Actually, I don't think any club has come out and said that they actually want him yet.
It's worth thinking, isn't it, that he actually still, having been convicted, he still denies
he does.
his guilt. Now, you could look at that from 2 ways. You could look at that and think, right, well, he's not sorry. He's not admitted any remorse. Why should he come back and be a football player? Or you could think, he feels he didn't do it, so he wants to become rehabilitated in his own way. He's
maybe
punished.
he's already made. I must say that the friend I said he was with wasn't convicted. It was just Ched Evans. So although they were there together, the other man wasn't convicted. He's already made one appeal, which was refused. Now, I would say if he goes to appeal and there's new evidence that proves that he didn't, I say absolutely, huge mistake has been made. Of course, he should get his job back.
What about someone like Jonathan Aitken, who, you know, was jailed for perjury and spent a long time in prison, and came out a totally reformed character, a very, very decent man, and has been completely rehabilitated. And he's always appearing on things like Question Time, always being interviewed. So
I'm sure there'll be people that don't like that either.
Yes, but you can't surely you can't say, just everybody's kind of, someone's done a crime, they serve their time, as they say, and when they come out, they've got to be punished for the rest of their lives, as James said.
No, I'm not saying you should be punished for the rest of your life, but I think you have often given up the right to have a public role. That's what I'm saying, it's so public. And these footballers, they're not just playing on the pitch, they're often going into schools, they are role models for lots of young children,
happy medium, Ruth, where he can come out and say, as Judy said, I think in his mind he's saying, I did not, as I see it, commit this crime, therefore why am I going to say sorry for something I don't think I committed? But how about he comes out and goes, OK, I've been in prison and I've seen some of the kids in prison that haven't got the skill that I have that gave me this opportunity to become a Premiership footballer. So I'm going to go back into Premiership football, but I'm also, in tandem with that, going to use my influence to help other prisoners be rehabilitated, to learn to read and write, to have the opportunities that I have had. Maybe
also,
that's a happy
let's
medium.
not forget the victim here as well. We're talking a lot about him. You know, if he is playing there, she might have to see that. You know, this.
Well, she wouldn't have to go,
well,
would she?
No, she wouldn't have to go, but she might see it. She might be on Match of the Day, might be something on a newspaper. You know, people often forget the victim. But we've got mixed views from you. Thank you for all of them. Karen says footballers are usually role models, and if he's been convicted of this crime, I don't think he should return to his club. It just makes his conviction seem pointless. Carla says, I think if it had been a different crime, the question wouldn't be being asked. It's the fact that it's rape. Anyway, we'll do more of those comments coming up and find out what our audience think as well. And thank you very much for all your comments so far. And now then, on a lighter note, do you remember this? I think we will remember this, actually. Have a look.
Here, do you know what happened? What? That's when I left them in the press all that time. He'd have gone hard baked.
Oh, well, look, you'll have to unbend them.
Yeah, all right.
Oh, come on, quick, he's waiting.
Well, I'm doing my best, though.
Hurry up, come on,
If he
quick.
finds out about this, there's going to be something. Oh! Here, give us a hand, quick.
Oh, come on, then.
Pull.
Here, shall we make a wish?
Now we're going to be taking a trip down memory lane with the legendary Sheila Hancock. That was Rag Trade she was in. She's going to be here in a couple of minutes. See you then.
Oh, this is the dress I was going to get. Oh, lovely. What size do I get it in, though? I mean, it's quite floaty. I'll never get in an 8.
Loose Women, sponsored by Tombola.
Spot the difference. Confectionery tubs. Morrison's £5 each. Asda, £4 each. Keep it under wraps. You're better off at Asda.
Inspired by the hard-working hair of models. The best of Schwarzkopf, exclusively developed with Claudia Schiffer. Essence Ultime, the luxurious formula with pearl essence, panthenol and keratin. Essence Ultime in 4 stunning collections for extra volume, dazzling shine, color protection and truly precious hair. Essence Ultime, exclusively developed with Claudia Schiffer from Schwarzkopf.
My professional hair care for you.
What do you hate most about vacuuming? Whatever it is, I designed the powerful G-Tech Air Ram to make it disappear. The cord that holds you back, gone. The weight of big heavy uprights, halved. The dust cloud when you empty, history. But what hasn't disappeared is the performance. The G-Tech Air Ram matches the cleaning performance of leading uprights on carpets and hard floors. Makes quick work of embedded pet hair and gives you up to 40 minutes cleaning from a single charge. Enough to clean your home twice. Gliding from room to room, carpet to hard floor, there's no stopping, unplugging or changing the settings. And if you're wondering where the dirt goes, it's all compressed into these tidy bales. Order your G-Tech Air Ram today for only £199 with free delivery. Call 0800 093 0359 now or visit lovevacuuming.com.
At JD Williams, looking good has never felt so good. With 20% off your first order and all this fashion in sizes 12 to 32, everything is fit to flatter. So go on, what's stopping you? Call 0800 107 4040 for the catalogue or go to jdwilliams.co.uk.
We're visiting the amazing charities that have been supported by Animal Friends Insurance.
They've donated over £1.5 million to animal charities so far.
That's why we're here to see the baby elephants at this orphanage in Africa.
That's a baby! Animal Friends are one of the UK's leading pet insurance specialists.
Call us now on 0800 112 4111 or visit our website. Plus, receive 10% discount on multi-pet policies. Animal Friends.
The feel-good insurer.
Diamond Digger Saga. Can you dig it? Download now for free.
Mum, thank you for not just saying everything will be okay. And Vicky, thank you for helping me find a way to tell my son I have cancer.
No one should face cancer alone, but we just can't be there for everyone and urgently need you to support our nurses and other vital services. Please text 5 to 70550 and donate £5 today.
A man of God. Such a shame.
Why are you marrying him?
Because he passed.
A friend of yours reported his wife missing.
The police aren't doing anything. I didn't kill anyone.
Grantchester continues tonight at 9. Watch from the beginning on ITV Player.
How about a nice cup of tea? Yeah, go on then. No, I mean you make it. You have more experience. Then you need the practice.
Loose Women, sponsored by Tombola.
Hello, welcome back to Loose Women. Now, earlier we were talking about footballer Ched Evans, who's going to be released from prison this Friday after serving time for rape. Now, we were debating whether he should be allowed to return to his job as a well-paid professional footballer when he's released. Marion's in the audience. Marion, what do you think about this one?
Well, thank you, Ruth. I feel, number one, there would have been really good grounds to convict him, i.e. they would have done a swab. So therefore it would have been definitive in terms of him being guilty or not guilty. Number two, what kind of role model is that for our kids? Young man being paid a fortune. Number three, if it was you or I, as you all said, we wouldn't have been allowed to continue in our job. And even a person in a very ordinary position probably would have had a lot of condemnation and wouldn't have been able to continue their career, whatever that may be. A teacher, a nurse, a doctor.
Yes, I think so. You know, I mean, I know in our contracts we have things saying you can't bring your company into disrepute.
Can I just say on that, the swab issue doesn't, because it wasn't that he didn't deny that they'd had sex.
No.
He just, it was the issue was whether it was consensual or not.
Yeah,
of course.
yeah. Let's just ask the audience. Sorry,
No,
Judy.
just to say, I mean, the professions you're talking about, teaching, doctors, etc., they are professions of trust. They are professions where, you know, they're dealing with people who must feel that they are sexually safe and that this person is a decent person. But a footballer? I mean, I don't know. I'm not casting aspersions, but...
No, I take your point, because but then I still have that thought that they are... Not role models maybe is the wrong word, but they are in a position of responsibility to behave well when young boys particularly buy their shirts, pay for a ticket to go and see them, follow their club, support their club. I think any criminal offence,
that's kind of not why they get into
you need to think about... No, it doesn't matter whether, you know, it's like saying I didn't get into TV to be a role model for people, but I couldn't go and dance naked in a club tonight and not be in the paper tomorrow.
Very sadly. You look lovely. You have even more.
But that's my point, is that you are, you know, in the public eye. I just want to ask the audience then, I want to know from everyone, we've spoken to Marion there, should a convicted rapist be allowed to return to professional football? If you think yes, they should be able to return if they've done their time, hands up. Not a single one. And that's a predominantly female audience today. Lots of gentlemen as well, but no hands up. Interesting. Interesting. OK, thank you. Keep your comments coming. Now, Sheila Hancock is here in just a moment. We're going to be talking to her about writing her first novel, Judy, so you'll know how that feels. You're only a second or third. First, we're giving away not 5, not 10, not 20, but £30,000. That would certainly take your mind off this dreary, horrible autumn wind and rain, wouldn't it? Here's the details of how to enter.
We love all our winners on the show, and believe me, there are loads of them all over the UK who've won some fabulous prizes this year.
Hi, I'm Trisha and I won the ITV Loose Women competition. I won £15,000 worth of gadgets and £10,000 in cash. I was at home when I got the phone call from ITV and I was just completely taken aback. I mean, we never ever thought for a minute that we were going to win it.
For your chance to join our Lucky Winners Club by winning this week's great prize, £30,000 in tax-free cash, then all you have to do is text WIN to 80135. Text costs £1.50 plus one standard network rate message. Call 09041 619 009. Calls cost no more than £1.54 from BT Landlines. Other networks and mobiles a lot more. Or post your name and number to LWN 42, PO Box 7558, Derby, DE1 0NQ. Entrance must be 18 or over. Entries made after lines close at 5 p.m. on Sunday the 2nd of November will not be counted but may still be charged. Good luck.
Yes, good luck. Now, our guest today is one of the country's most highly regarded and popular actors, having enjoyed success in film, television, theatre and radio. And now, at the age of 81, I'm sure she won't mind me saying that, I hope not, she's embarked on a brand new career as a novelist. Please give a very big, warm, Loose Women welcome to Sheila Hancock. We mention your age because you just always look so fantastic. Doesn't she look amazing?
I'll have what you're
secret.
having.
Yeah.
No, absolutely I don't. I don't mind at all. I don't feel 81, I have to say. Well, I don't know about looking it, but I've always felt slightly ill. Do you know what I mean? All my life. So it's no different now. I mean, when I was young, I had acne, and then you go through the menopause, you're always slightly off colour. So when people say, oh, is it awful being old? No, it's no different.
I still feel off colour.
I still feel achy.
I think that's partly being a woman, isn't it? I mean, there are so many hormonal things and everything that dog us all our lives.
Everybody feels slightly ill. The only people who don't are those people who run and all that. But even those
annoying people.
Tedious people. And men in lycra, they go on bikes.
And are there advantages to being in your 80s? Do you kind of get to that stage where nothing bothers you, don't care what people think?
A bit. You do care. You care about the world, but you get, and also the wonderful thing is that you can be incredibly rude. Because some people just say you're senile. I mean, I'm always saying to my children, sort of, I'm bored to death with you, I'm leaving, you know? Or at a dinner party, I actually say, I'm awfully bored, I'm going, you know, or I'm tired, or whatever. You know?
Do you say that?
I do. And then they've got to give them something to talk about after you've left. Poor soul, they say, she's getting old, she had a good brain, she's gone, and I'm at home thinking, oh, thank God I'm out of that.
Whereas clearly you haven't gone because you've spent 4 years, did you say, researching this amazing novel. When you spent a lot of time in the British Library, I believe, was it?
London Library and British Library and the Imperial War Museum.
Was there anybody that you came across in your research that this is based on, or is it entirely fictional?
No, it is made up, really. I wanted to write a book about the aftermath of war. And that's how it started. Well, it started off, actually, I'll tell you exactly how it started. My publisher said, why don't you write a novel? And I said, don't be ridiculous, I can't write a novel. People like me and at my age and all this. And then they said, well, just think about it. And I was in Fortnum's, having a rather posh tea all on my own. And across the room, I saw this incredible woman. She was wearing a tweed cloak and a close hat, and she had red lipstick bleeding into the lines, and she had a silver top stick. And she was just sitting here like this. And nobody was taking any notice of her at all. And I thought, what a fascinating woman. What sort of past has she got? And then eventually, this dear woman, she knocked a sugar bowl of sugar all over the floor. And everybody looked at her. And just for a minute, you saw her be her old self.
Yeah.
And then they stopped looking and she went. And I thought, I want to write a book about lonely people and the fact that we overlook people with fascinating lives. And I started doing that, and I wrote one chapter, and it was incredibly dreary, because a book about loneliness is not a good thing. I mean, that lady appears in my novel, and my woman goes through a bit of loneliness, but I wanted to write a book about somebody good.
Yes.
And I chose a teacher, and it's a woman who's had terrible experiences in the war, and she was in the resistance, and she committed crime, she killed people, and she comes out of it wanting to change the world.
And she is also, as you say, I mean, you've made Marguerite very glamorous, very beautiful.
Yes.
She's half French.
Half French,
so
yes.
she has that kind
Interested
of
in
edge of
clothes.
Yeah. No, I loved it. I loved Miss Carter's War, and I wondered if Marguerite, who is this fantastic heroine, you know, she is... she's committed to everything. I mean, she's committed to fighting war, she's committed to the education of girls, she's committed to fighting social injustice, and your spirit actually shines right through those pages.
Well.
Marguerite is you. You know, she is.
Well, no, I've just faffed around being an actor, darling. I haven't... it's the woman I would have liked to have been.
Yeah.
It's a woman that when I'm on my deathbed, I'd like to have looked back and thought I'd lived that sort of life. The nurses strike today and teachers, we undervalue the important people in this world, don't we?
Yeah.
And I've had one or two teachers read it, and they've actually said thank you, thank you. And I wanted to say thank you to my teachers because they gave me everything in life that I now hold valuable, and music and literature, and I didn't have that in my background.
Were you educated at an all-girls school?
I was educated at a grammar school, and I left school at 15, and then went to RADA, which was hell on earth for me, because I had a Cockney accent and all those things. But I believe that every child can be educated, and every child has the right to learn about their culture. And this is a woman that believes what I believe, but she does it. I don't.
Your husband, the late wonderful John Thorpe, he said you had this kind of messiah complex.
Yeah,
you wanted to save everybody, save the world, save animals, save everybody.
I faff around trying to save people, but this woman does that. And in fact, she has a relationship with a homosexual guy, a gay man, and he says to her constantly, be careful, you've got this messiah complex. And somebody else says to her, people that believe they're right are very dangerous because they may not be right, and you should always question that. So it throws up, doesn't it, Judy, I hope, one or two questions like that you have to be careful with a missionary zeal.
Yes, and at the end...
Hitler had a missionary zeal.
Absolutely. And at the end, I will not reveal what the end is, but obviously. But there is that feeling that all the commitment and the courage in the world can do some good, but not actually, finally, the greatest good of all.
But there have got to be people trying to do good.
Absolutely.
To hold back the people that aren't.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's always a nucleus of people in the world who are campaigning for the right thing, and they're ridiculed and reviled and often left behind, and they're before their time. But they slightly change things, and they put a brake on the people that are doing bad, in my opinion. Without them, we'd be lost.
You're a Quaker, aren't you?
Yes, I am,
So how does that sort of translate into everyday life?
Well, it's a very hands-on religion. I mean, Quakers are very practical. You've been talking earlier, and I was listening to you about the lad who committed rape. Quakers are very much into prison reform. And my feeling would be about him, if you don't mind me saying...
No, please do. We'd love to know.
That I don't think he should be... He's done his sentence. But what I wish is that whilst he was doing his sentence, he would be genuinely rehabilitated. This is a guy who hates women. That's what rape's about. He hates women, and he's violent. And he needs anger management. He needs all sorts of things. And if he came out after his sentence, as I believe you said, or one of you said, if he came out then wanting to say to people, this is how you should behave, and I shouldn't have behaved like that, all the kids for whom he's a role model would get that message, which is vital. And we have to say it to all our boys and everybody, that this is, you've got to have a respect for women.
I mean, although I must point out, it wasn't a violent rape. This was the whole crux of the case,
no,
is that
rape
she was very
itself
drunk.
Is violent.
It's mentally as well.
Making women have sex
but
when
for
they
his
don't want
particular
to is
case,
violent, you know?
Yeah. But the reform for you is what it's about, the rehabilitation inside.
And forgiveness. I mean, I'm sorry, it is very difficult when it's such a horrible, horrible crime. But going back to being Quakers, for instance, do mentoring for people who have committed paedophiles and things like that, because then when they come out of prison, they have somebody not only keeping an eye on them, but possibly helping them to get back into society. I think we have to have in our hearts some forgiveness.
Yes.
I really do.
Yeah, well, you obviously have. It's lovely to
and
see
also,
you, Sheila.
he should confront the victim.
Well,
he should
right.
actually sit with this woman and see what she suffered as a result of what he's done.
Yeah.
He should look
Although
at
he still says he's innocent. But anyway, it is a case that I'm sure we'll hear a lot more about. And the book, Miss Carter's War, as Judy said, it's a fabulous read, fascinating, and it's so lovely always to see Sheila Hancock, everybody. Why can women tackle almost anything except, that is, asking for a pay rise? Which one of us would be brave enough to do it? See you after the break.
I know you're on a diet, but I treated you to chocolate sprinkles. Gee, thanks.
Loose Women, sponsored by Tombola. Thousands of you did it last year, so come on ladies, join Lorraine, Michelle Heaton and a host of famous faces to bin your bra once again this October. Bin your bra, this week on Lorraine.
If you thought Sainsbury's was more expensive than Asda, you might like to know that we match Asda's deals and prices on brands with Brand Match. When you buy 10 or more different products, we'll tot up the comparable brands in your basket. If you could have paid less at Asda, even because of a deal, we'll give you a coupon for the difference off your next shop. Sainsbury's. Live well for less.
Double Serum from Clarins, an exclusive formula enriched with plant extracts in a two-phase system to target visible signs of skin aging. Skin looks more radiant, firmer, and pores look less visible. The UK's #1 anti-aging serum, Clarins.
Join Sky TV today and choose a reward worth up to £229. Pick the Sky bundle that's perfect for you and enjoy great drama from the UK and the US with Sky Atlantic. Plus, watch shows for up to the last 30 days with Catch-Up TV and get a free Sky Plus HD box. So, choose up to a £229 reward when you join Sky bundles with Sky Atlantic, Catch-Up TV and a free Sky Plus HD box from £21.50 a month. Search Sky Bundles or call 08442 410 000. Sky. Believe in better.
If you're looking for beautiful, bespoke fitted wardrobes, designed to not only make the most of your space, but maximise it too. With tailored storage solutions created just for you, then trust Sharps. Our half-price sale is now on. Call or click for your nearest showroom or for your free home design visit. Sharps, created with you.
I'm Winston Wolfe. I fix problems. Now, I understand your house sustained fire damage. I think I should take you two gentlemen for a little ride.
But we didn't do anything.
The landlord says you did.
No.
Yes, yes. You agreed with him that if your house became uninhabitable, Direct Line would pick up the tab for alternative accommodation.
Yeah, he did.
Good enough. Let's get you guys to a safe house then.
For your limited edition Safari Oleg toy, get car or home insurance or switch the energy, so compare the market.com. Symbols!
how do you have your hair normally?
Well, since becoming a mum, I like to go for the being dragged through a hedge backwards look.
Ah, yes, a classic.
Loose Women, sponsored by Tombola.
Thank you very much. Great to have your company today, and thank you so much for all your comments, particularly the ones about typing errors, you know, predictive text. Diane said a friend of mine put her holiday photos on Facebook. In one of them, she was in a bikini on the beach, and I commented saying, looks like Fabby Times, but the autocorrect changed it to looks like Flabby Thigh. I hope you're still friends.
I've got one here from Kathy in Worcestershire. She says, my mum once texted my dad saying her and her friend were sat in the conservatory, but instead of saying sipping wine, it came out as ripping wind. Never letting her forget that one, she says.
Anne has sent one in saying, I sent a message to my son saying I was going to assassinate on the way to my dad's. I was actually going to Asda.
I've the one here from Rico, who says, I sent my new client a message wanting to say, hope we can make it, but it was sent to my horror as, hope we get naked.
I got Doreen says, when my daughter was moving house, she sent a message to her friend saying, could her husband come down to take the lights down, and it changed it to take her tights down. We laugh.
It's a minefield.
It's a minefield, Jane, indeed. Thank you very much for those. Now then, have you ever asked for a pay rise? Now, the boss of Microsoft, who employs 100,000 men and women, of which the majority are male, says that women should never ask for a pay rise, but instead wait to be recognised, and therefore that pay rise will come to you.
Yeah,
Your
right.
skills will be recognised, and there you go. I mean, I have to say, he has said that he didn't mean it to come across as it did. He was addressing a kind of conference of women, about women.
Yeah.
I think what he was saying is, if you're good enough, that'll happen. You don't need to go and ask. Would you ever go and ask? Have you ever asked for a pay rise?
No, never in my entire life. I would find it absolutely impossible. I can't, you know. I mean, you've got a good story about how you were coached by your husband.
I know, it may surprise people to learn that I'm really wussy when it comes to asking for a pay rise. I'm very kind of, you know, feisty in other areas of my work, but I worked in a male-dominated environment, obviously, but I can remember, and then my husband, I'm married to a born haggler. He's one of life's greatest hagglers, and he was like, what do you mean you haven't asked for a pay rise? And he literally coached me at the breakfast table one morning, and he said, right, this is what you do, this is what you go in, you start off by saying how much you love working there, and da-da-da-da-da, and then you say, and I hope, you know, I get the sense that you value me too, blah, blah, blah. I know. Dodgy and I was thinking, ah. And then he will say back to you, yes, I value you enormously, and then that's your killer punch. You go, well, my pay doesn't reflect that.
Yeah.
And
good point.
I rehearsed it like I was in a play, and I went in and I said it, and I was feeling nauseous, and I got my pay rise. But I would never.
But weren't you
worried?
I'm sure you deserve the pay rise. You know what, I would be worried though, Jane, that I'd go, great. I mean, I think that's a great tactic. But I'm worried I'd go, yes, I'd like, you know, I'm a valued member of the team. I know you love me working here. I know you adore me on Loose Women. They'd go, well, we don't actually.
Yeah.
That would be my fear. Would stop me asking.
With our
Don't test it.
No.
Don't test it. Don't test it.
But did you worry that they might say that? You know, like, no, you're not.
In a way, but I did know that I was, you know, they treated me very well, etc., etc. So I kind of thought it would be okay. But I do think it's a thing of our gender. We don't like to put our head
No,
above the
I would
parapet.
rather trap my head in the fridge door. It fills me. I can't even haggle. I'm the only person that goes abroad that pays full amount for everything I buy.
I'm not good at
And I walk out and like my family will come out and say, well, it was up for 20 quid and I got it for £1, and I go, mine was 25. I'm giving them all. I just can't do it. I get filled with embarrassment.
What's stopping it? Men do it. Men don't hold back.
No, they don't.
No, Ray's
I mean,
brilliant.
it probably comes down to the fact that they've got testosterone and we've got estrogen. I mean, we are basically, what we're good at is nurturing and being sort of nice to people and not causing any distress and all the rest of it. I think we're not physically suited to it. But I also think that you know, it comes back to the same thing. I exactly agree with you about what Jane said about saying to a boss, I know you value me. I know you think I'm great. And basically, you can never say it as a woman. It's really impossible to say that.
But why? I'm fascinated.
Yeah, that's exactly.
But men don't see it showing off. Men see it as fact. They go, I'm in this company. You know, I do a great job. I know I do a great job. So I go, why can't we do? Are we conditioned as women? As young, are we conditioning? Are we setting our girls up for a fall?
There has to be.
By not saying, value yourself. Don't wait. You know, women are still earning less than men in so many professions.
But it has to be purely our I mean, one of my old bosses on the newspaper he worked there for 25 years in charge of people's pay. And this is before I asked for my pay rise. And he said in 25 years, a woman never asked him for a pay rise. Well, he said every day men were banging on the door going, I'm worth more than this.
Yeah. Well, they don't wait for karma, do they? Suddenly go, oh, maybe I'll give you a pay rise.
Can I ask you a question? Do you all get paid for this?
Yeah, we were hoping you wouldn't find out.
I'm just in it for a laugh.
Anyway, women, get in there and ask for your pay rise. You deserve it. Thank you for watching. That is our Monday Loose Women all over. Tomorrow, though, we're joined by Westlife's Shane Filan. Hope you can join us. Oh, indeed, Colleen Nolan. Hope you can join us too. Have a great afternoon. See you. Bye-bye.
What next for Public Enemy #1? Things go from bad to worse for charity as the dramas continue in Emmerdale tonight at 7. And then right after that, from the cobbles to the courtroom, Peter's trial begins in Coronation Street at 7:30. The lunchtime news is next.
Loose Women, sponsored by Tombola.
Coming up, the first NHS walkout in 3 decades. Why workers are striking. Poor care for dementia patients in 9 out of 10 care homes and hospitals. And coming to a TV screen near you, why Farage could soon face Cameron Clegg and Miliband.
Want to know why Fashion World's the clever clothes shop? Let me show you. They've got curve-friendly fashion in sizes 12 to 32. And affordable looks for every occasion. There are great deals each time you visit and a great offer on your first order. Plus, you have the chance to win your order free every day. So call 0800 702 703 for the book or go to fashionworld.co.uk and discover the clever clothes shop at your fingertips.
At Sainsbury's, we're changing the way we set our prices to give you good deals and good regular prices too. So this product's now on deal at £2, the same as the current Tesco deal. But our regular price is £3, unlike Tesco's previous regular price, which was £4. And we're rolling out our new approach on thousands of other products too, to give you lower prices even when there isn't a deal. Sainsbury's. Live well for less.
Tim, show Joel how everything you touch turns into Skittles.
That's awesome. Is it awesome? Excuse me.
Touch the rainbow. Taste the rainbow.
We wouldn't ignore blood from any other part of our body. So why do we ignore it from our gums? If you spit blood when you brush your teeth, it could be an early sign of gum disease, a leading cause of tooth loss. Both Courstill Mint mouthwash and Courstill toothpaste are clinically proven to help stop bleeding gums, because after all, a missing tooth is harder to ignore. Courstill, for people who spit blood when they brush their teeth.
This is how it feels playing at galabingo.com. This is how it feels playing in a £1 million guaranteed giveaway at galabingo.com. And this is how it feels winning at galabingo.com. Win your share of Gala Bingo's £1 million guaranteed giveaway every day this month. galabingo.com. You'll love the buzz.
Lorna can now fit the latest solar panels to your home. You can have a fully fitted system for under £5,000. Contact Lorna now.
Had an accident? National Accident Helpline is online at underdog.co.uk. Simply connect, click and claim.
I made you a Moonpig card because it was easy. Bit like you in Ibiza.
What makes a Moonpig card special is you.
Moonpig.com.
When guests come for dinner at my restaurant, it's like they've come to my home. I need to get rid of tough stains like red wine fast. So here's my tip. 1 capful of Spanish roll, and then we're going to rub that for about 30 seconds. Easy peasy.